Welcome back to Treasures Untold, where the book club is camped outside of the Mist Shrouded Jungle. The fog is definitely some sort of magical variety. Now, the night passed by fairly uneventfully. Who would we have had keeping watch?
Not Fred. Let me get my stuff up. You know, because I'm on it.
I don't think that Excalibur has to. I think I do like a meditation type deal. So even if you didn't want Fred to keep watch, I would be keeping some sort of watch.
I have are you more when you say meditation? Are you saying you sleep more akin to a elf, where it's just a trance, or more akin to a construct that just kind of shuts down but doesn't go to sleep?
I think it's like a construct.
I'm sure Fred can watch while you're shut down.
Yeah, I only need to spend 4 hours in a deep meditative state rather than sleeping.
Okay, that's more of an elf thing.
And I can see and hear as normal.
Okay, cool. So, Excalibur. While you're watching out, the sounds of the jungle do pass through the barriers between the spaces. You hear all the primates and birds and insects all through the jungle. But there's a moment where the sound dies down, and you're watching out. I kind of visualize you in the center of this camp, not quite stuck in the ground, but this weird little pivot every once in a while. From behind you, there's a splashing sound. And as you turn back, the spot where Aulier was sleeping is now a puddle of mud with a jug of kombucha sitting beside it. And as you watch, the mud kind of levels off again and settles down and starts drying out very, very quickly.
I feel like I don't know these people well enough to make any sort of I don't know if I would be like, oh, well, that's normal then, I think, maybe.
Guess that's just what he does.
His dad was a water god of some kind.
Maybe that's how he sleeps, I don't know.
So the rest of the night passes uneventfully. The sun starts rising over the horizon. It does nothing for burning away any of this mist in the area ahead of you. The rest of you awaken and find Aulier completely gone. Only his jug of kombucha left beside where he was sleeping.
Arya would start going on a little bit of just try to walk around and see if he's off somewhere. Try to see if I can find a trail.
Here's the thing. We know he didn't wild shape and run off again because the kombucha's still here, so it would have gone with him.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any sign of what happened to the ground, or is it just
Moist.
kind of healed back over?
It's still moist.
Okay.
Well,
Could I make a... Sorry.
would I need to roll an insight, or could I just pull a straight... This seems like Allier's dad's nonsense again.
Oh no, has he been grounded?
It was like literally yesterday. Yesterday we saw a gigantic maw of freaking water appear right beneath him.
Yeah, and I mean, he did.
We watched the ground liquefy yesterday.
Yeah, and he did tell him that he needed to not forget his curfew.
That's true.
So.
Oh, I think he was serious about that curfew, guys. I think Allier's on punishment right now.
But what is his curfew? Like, is it 9 o'clock, or is it like a weird lunar calendar thing of like the third full moon after whatever he has to return by, or what? Like, I don't know. The stars don't even make sense here. So
I don't know. Maybe
what kind of curfew is this?
the gods are weird, man. It's probably some weird dragon god curfew that only they know about. Allier knew what he was supposed to do and he didn't do it. So moist ground and he has no kombucha.
So we just
Can it-
know
Ra-
then that this
Classic.
isn't the jungle. Something didn't take him. Eat him.
I'm gonna
Well, it's like a
whisper to-
perfect circle.
Go ahead.
There's a perfect circle of what looks like moisture. And also, I'm pretty sure, I don't care how tightly he got grabbed, that kombucha's going with him.
No, you're probably right.
I mean, we would have heard him say something. He always
He was like,
says
oh,
something.
my kombucha! He would have said something like that.
Just like that. Sounds just like him.
I will whisper
I've
to
been
Fred
working on my,
what I
my
saw.
impressions.
Oh, the sword says that he was taken in the middle of the night.
Into a puddle of water?
Yeah, Fred, we
And
figured that out.
Well, what?
You
Doing a
guys
good
just
job,
hear
Fred.
like a big sigh. That is not how I described it. So I'm going to break an oath that I am supposed to have, where I'm not supposed to talk to anyone but the sword bearer, because I, described in quite detail how your friend here kind of absorbed himself into the ground and was taken, was how Fred kind of described that to everyone. So, he kind of melded into mud into the ground, is what I saw. But I thought it was normal, perhaps, for your friend.
yeah, that's what I said.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I kind of hate both of you.
I was gonna say I think it's fun that even the sword hates Fred. It's great.
It was like,
All
I
right,
got-
this.
I was like, I got one over here that doesn't give enough information, and one that gives so much information that the other person just kind of doesn't want to listen anymore. That's a great combination of people.
There were a lot of words. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm actually on your side this time, Fred.
Great.
I stare at
Glad
the
we could
sword.
come to a collaboration together. The sword. I have a name,
I didn't even know swords could
Uh-huh.
let alone have names. I've given mine a name, but I didn't know it knew its name. Does my sword know its name?
Probably.
My baloney has a first
Oh my
name.
god, can you talk to other swords?
Could you spell it for me?
It's OSCAR.
But does it have a
Lovely.
second name?
This goes nowhere good.
When this group does it out.
Yeah.
As everyone's talking about, actually, I think you were going to introduce yourself as the sword, right?
Well, I was going to say that my name is Excalibur, and I would like it if you used my name instead of calling me the sword, which sounds very informal.
Okay. Can I? What if I have a pet name for you?
That sounds terrible.
I was gonna say Excalibur is a very bulky
It
name.
is.
Can we call you?
I was
like,
gonna go.
Callie
I was gonna go with
instead?
Callie too.
I think Callie's a good choice. Fred and Callie.
Do you have to lump the names together like that, or can we be
Callie from the Forest Valley.
No,
It's longer than
And if I was going
Excalibur.
to lump your names together, it'd be Fred Caliber, which is like
No.
a couple names.
Don't like that at all.
Excalifred.
No, hate that.
Well, I'm not much help. I
Actually.
named mine Needle, so...
That sounds lovely.
Oh, well, thank you.
Because it only has one pointy end. I get it.
Yep.
Well, and this one is, and you've now got Bone Needle, so don't forget that.
That's
So
right.
you got a +1 or something on that.
Bone.
So, as everyone's discussing sword names and the language of swords, and if all swords do actually know each other, there's a squeak of a cart coming around the bend, and through the hazy barrier between the giant tree and the next square that you're in, a group of about 24 villagers approaches. They've got probably about 6 different wagons and carts that they're pulling towards the Mist Shrouded Jungle. Most of them, as they pass by, they look at you. I say they look at you weird, but it's mostly that they don't really look at you. Their eyes kind of pass over you as if you're like scenery. But as they pass,
I was just gonna go. They're not gonna ford the river. It feels very Amazon Trailish.
You died of dysentery.
but near the end of the procession, you see a familiar figure with the Led Zeppelin shirt tied around his head.
Oh shit, he caught
Yeah.
up.
He kind of waves at you guys. Like, oh, hello, you're not dead yet.
I'm
Neither
very
are you.
hard to kill.
That's good.
In that it doesn't happen, I just keep coming back.
So who has the dice now?
Arya still has.
I thought
the
it was
blade.
your turn, and I pointed at the guy at the Led Zeppelin turn.
I smile and just hold the dice.
He's like, oh, no, I am definitely not playing. We're busy. We have to go harvest food.
From the creepy fog land behind us.
Absolutely, it's the best place to get the vegetables around here.
That seems shady.
It is. It's
What's-
very shady in there.
What's the deal
Between
with
the mist and the canopies,
that-
almost no sunlight gets in.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds like a terrible way to grow
you-
vegetables.
before you walk in there, please explain the weird mist thing that's behind us right now. Is this like a... I think the most we got from it is that this is definitely magic. Like magic-based, correct? I think we rolled to see if it was like a magic-based fog. Yeah, we know this is magical in nature. But you guys...
Usually the
don't
dice
get it.
don't. Yeah, usually you can't roll for information on the Jumanji dice. Not sure how that works, but no, this is the Mist Shrouded Jungle.
Don't
We
have to call
harvest our food during the day.
Two voices for Shadow and me, please.
What?
This is one of the rare characters I play that's just my voice. Come on, man.
He says we harvest our food there during the day, and then at night people die there.
Like, do you leave a person there to die, or like, is it just if you happen to be in there?
Oh,
die?
if the people that are in there at night never come back.
Just fertilize
Cool.
the soil, I guess.
How long did
Do you guys want to look at some spooky?
How long
woods?
did it take you to figure that out? Like first try, or somebody was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna pick these tomatoes," and then the sun goes down, boom, dead, and then you came back the next day, you just found like a corpse.
That's true. When you say they never come back out, it makes you wonder, like, what's the sample size of people who you've sent in there? Like, how many people have we tested this on? Is it like one guy who went in at night and never came back, or is it like you sent one guy in and then he didn't come back, so you sent like 12 guys and nobody came back?
It's like,
So
yeah, let me send Chet. He's annoying as hell. He'll do anything. It's like that. I feel like with that shirt wrapped around your head, I feel like you definitely have met a Chet before.
I mean, that might be his name.
is it your name?
Chet? No.
Yeah.
I don't know any Chets.
Ah,
Where are you from? Where are you from?
what's your
friend?
name then? Not Chet?
My name is Paigen.
Oh, that's much better than Fred. No offense, Fred.
Hey.
So, what he tells you about when you're asking about how many people have, disappeared, he says that one of the problems of the Mist Shrouded Jungle is that it's easy to get lost. So he knows that people have gotten lost and then they've not been found again. The stories of how dangerous and deadly it is have been going on for decades. So this is somewhat along the lines of maybe along the lines of a myth, but one that he's pretty sure he's not gonna go against.
I don't know, man. Whoever created this Mist Shrouded Forest seemed like a jerk.
I feel like whoever created
He's like,
this
well,
place
what
is a
are...
jerk.
Wait.
Did you create this whole game?
I mean,
No, that was
my
me.
joke, my joke was against me. I definitely made this Mist Shrouded Forest, but Tabitha got real mean with it there.
I meant Jumanji.
Yeah, sure you did.
Let's go with that.
So,
Whatever idiot GM decided to put us here.
Fucking make that
Ouch.
world anyway.
so Paigen says to you, as the rest of his group is heading into the mists, he says, "What are you guys doing here?"
I just kind of,
We're looking
I
for
also
a
just
boat.
kind of point at the ground. I don't know if they can see the color of the ground or if it's like purely because we have the dice, we see it.
Oh yeah, can you see the Candyland tiles that we're all walking on?
And he's like, "No, not at all."
Oh,
Very weird.
We gotta get this guy to play the game. I whisper.
say Chet, do you know where there's a boat around here?
Actually, yeah. If you go through the mists
Of course.
and through whatever praying or luck that you have, if you can exit on the south side, you can get to the river where there's a boat. I've seen it.
But it's like a Spanish galleon type boat and not like a rowboat.
I don't know what a Spanish galleon is.
Chet, I take back every kind thing I said
You
about
knew
you.
what a
second.
Candyland was, and are answering to chat.
I
I don't.
I imagine Paigen kind of freaks out when he just hears a disembodied voice starts coming at him.
Well, he says, first of all, I don't let the words of dead people bother me.
Whoa! You trying to throw hands, my boy?
That's how we get in a fight with some locals. Alright.
Not
That's how you. That's how conquering works. You show up and you beat them and say you got there first.
Yep. Then you write it about being the winner.
Yeah. And
Guys, I don't think we're the good guys anymore. It's,
I mean, if you played God of War, I am not the good guy in that.
So Paigen says, if you guys like, I could show you through the mists.
Sure.
I would like.
That would be lovely.
If there's a shortcut.
Wouldn't it,
Okay,
Fred?
Paigen.
Oh, what was that?
I said, wouldn't it, Fred?
He wasn't paying attention.
So
He was rifling through his packs. Yeah, he was.
Say yes, Fred.
Yeah. I think we're good.
Fred.
I pick up Aole's freaking kombucha. Like, I know he's gonna. I know at some point he's gonna get off a punishment and get just like jerked back into where we're at. Wow, I could have phrased that differently. Just kind of put back where we are.
You could have phrased it so many different ways. Yeah.
Could have gone so much better.
I was trying to say shunted, and jerked came out. Shunted back from wherever he is back to where we are. He's gonna be very upset that we.
He's gonna be very.
I don't feel like hearing him bitching about his damn kombucha.
That's very nice of you.
It's pragmatic.
It's not.
It's not nice.
Yeah.
So Paigen leads the way, and as you step into the mists, the sun completely disappears behind the canopy and the clouds of mists. You can still hear the sounds of the jungle. The dense fog makes it seem like they're too close and too far away at the same time. It's bizarre. It's like they're almost right beside you, but it's super muffled. You continue on through this rainforest type jungle, and as you get further, the ground starts to soften, and you start to get this noxious smell coming up off the ground. Your boots and your shoes are kind of squelching into this like wet ground as you go on.
It's always a forest with you people.
Paigen, what kind of weird swamp vegetables are you picking?
He says carrots, potatoes, broccoli. There's lots of herbs.
In this weird swamp?
Yeah. You just got to find them. That's the hard part. They're never in the same spot.
I feel like the trade-off is kind of good crops in the daytime, instantaneous death in the nighttime. Is that what I'm getting here?
I mean, we didn't make a deal with anybody or anything, but it seems to work out that way.
That's a weird thing to jump to, Paigen. Like, nobody said, like, hey, what kind of demon thing did you make a deal with? For you to be like, it's not like we murdered a guy out here.
Sounds kind of sus.
It's like, well, I haven't murdered anybody out here.
Maybe.
Not yet, at least.
Once again, phrasing is weird, Paigen.
I feel like you're leaving out part of the story.
You say some really sketchy shit that sounds kind of normal until you get it out, and then we're like, wait a second. So when you go, I didn't murder anybody, it's a lot of emphasis on I, as if, like, one of these 6 other wagons has a guy on it who's just out here murdering
really
people.
He's
Potatoes.
good at
I
this.
mean,
I apologize. I must have put the emphasis on the wrong word.
Paigen sounds like a character from
emphasis on
Euphoria
the
or
wrong
16
syllable.
Reasons Why.
He says,
I
I
don't know the
didn't murder anybody.
Maybe.
I didn't
Wherever the
murder anybody.
You just left them here to be
Didn't
murdered. Paigen?
murder
What's-
anybody. Is that better?
I don't. Honestly, this conversation keeps getting worse.
It's just been going in a huge.
Fair enough.
It's going in a weird circle now.
You outsource the big job. You don't do it yourself.
Seriously.
You know, he really is just describing politician, corporate. He could be a president for all we know.
Nice. All right, so who's got the dice? Arya has the dice.
Arya has the dice.
Arya has the dice.
Arya's got the dice, and Rudy's got the chalk.
Ba-dum-bum.
Are these the dice to move us through a space, or are these the dice in terms of them being my actual dice? Because Arya has my actual dice for rolling for stuff.
They're one and the same.
Okay, cool.
Oh no.
So now go ahead and roll 2d6. And let's see what wonderful things you find here.
And let's hope it's not some weird Moon Knight thing where you turn day to night.
A 3 and a 1 equals a 4.
Okay.
That's all I have to say about that. Maybe the places where the people die in the mist is where the vegetables grow, and that's why it's never in the same place. And they're actually just eating the dead bodies. And that's
You're really
there
low,
corner?
by the way, Tabitha.
Oh.
I think she was whispering, but
Oh.
also that's what I was
She was
thinking
just
as well.
I was just getting really, really intimate with my theory.
Is there corn out here?
You know, full secret.
He says, we've never seen corn.
Weird.
So as you continue further into this rainforest, as the ground gets swampier and swampier,
I'd be having a really hard time walking.
a rainstorm.
I mean, I'm like the shortest person here. I'm not sure how I'm making it. How deep
Yeah,
is this?
it's-
You're not a halfling or a gnome. You're still got 30 feet. You're fine.
But it is going. The water in some places is deep enough to go over the tops of your shoes, and there are big green pools that you start to see off in the distance.
Would it be a survival to like kind of find the more solid path? I'm not talking about completely avoiding the portions that like sink my foot all the way down to my knee. I'm trying to avoid like the horrible portions where like the actual bog area that'll pull us under.
He will roll.
I know
for
Paigen's
absolutely.
leading us.
friendliness.
I know. I don't need you to call me out like that. But yes.
All right. Shadow can make a survival check.
I
Like
say,
this isn't me breaking away from the group at all. This is just me just like
like
more solid
hopscotching over
this
the
way.
landscape.
Yep.
If you're looking around, I'm gonna cast guidance on you
Is
too.
that what does that do? Is that advantage or plus D4?
It's a D4.
This is a shit. That was a shitty roll.
Never mind.
So.
Hey Shadow, what are you looking for? Cause can I help you just look?
Sure.
Okay.
So you'll be taking the help action to give him a
Yeah.
advantage on that.
I was just gonna roll my own survival
I
check.
took that advantage because I rolled an 8 then a dirty 20.
Sure, that works.
All right. You're able to keep the bottoms of your pants mostly out of the water.
Dash.
That's all I want.
Another one avoids the muck.
Yeah.
and I just say, Fredwood, do not drop me in whatever this is.
Didn't you come from the water?
Not like
You
this.
had a literal lady of the lake come out and be like, I'm disappointed that this person got this, and then went back into the lake. Like,
Yes,
aren't you used
I
to
was
water?
in a stone outside, but I don't want to be dropped in this.
Yeah, whatever.
He says, "Yeah, this stuff is bad."
You don't like the dirt.
And he
either.
kind of lifts up his foot and scrapes some of the muck off of it.
You know, I'm a person. You're a soul.
I'm gonna cast. What is it?
Oh, puppy.
Yeah.
I can't help it. I hear the cry and I have
And let's
It's
fill the silence as Mana looks for spells.
Sorry.
gotta do what you gotta
Baba
do.
booey, baba booey.
Can I use thaumaturgy to clean off Fred?
He kind of sees you. He sees you starting to, sees the stuff starting to move off of him. He's like, I'm good. This is actually the cleanest I've been in, a real long time.
You're thinking
Yeah.
of prestidigitation, by the way, man.
I know, but we're gonna. I don't have that, so.
It's like thaumaturgy is everything to just completely mess with a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
It's like
we're
make the ground shake, make my eyes change different colors, make people hear whispers in the distance.
Yeah, but you can like.
All right.
You can. Fred just looks clean, but he's dirty underneath.
All right. As you're heading forward, who's taking the lead behind Paigen?
I will.
Okay.
Probably a good choice.
Yeah.
My survival check
make
was purely because I got help.
Make a perception check as you're heading forward.
Great. That's a 19.
All right. You see as Paigen steps through a brush pile into a clearing. He kind of, you lose sight of him through this thicket.
Well, I don't like that.
With that perception roll, you hear him fall to the ground.
Paigen.
Paging.
Paigen.
Paigen,
are you
Paigen.
okay? Paigen.
No answer.
Paging,
Great.
Dr. Urban. Did he just die?
If I cast Produce Flame and hold it up to the plants that are right there, can I burn through some of this underbrush to see if I can find him?
You think it's just a thicket. Like you could part it with your hands if you just want to see through it.
Sure, let's do that.
Right. As you part the thicket, you see two things. You're looking for Paigen first of all. You see him on the ground, face down in the muck. Tiny bubbles bubbling around his mouth and popping. Past him in a clearing, in the center of this clearing, is a giant flower. Probably about 6 feet tall, with huge green leaves around the base and a red bloom.
I'm sorry, did we just find a piranha plant?